Hello everyone, I'm back with some Torchlight Frontiers. I did try playing Vostrak today, but all the trouble with the VPNs and all that stuff in the Russian Vostrak server just doesn't seem worth it. Because it's country walk to just Russian and ex-USSR countries and stuff like that. So all that VPN usage was not good for my stream due to the upload speed being limited or capped. So I'll just keep playing Torchlight Frontiers. Not gonna bother with Vostark, honestly, not until it's a EU release. And for today, I'm gonna be grinding max level maps on my mage and on my railmaster. I'll be messing around with different skills, not gonna be playing all the meta builds mostly. Also, if anyone wants to join me and play together, feel free to do so. I can give you my in-game name. Now, I think I don't have many maps crafted on this class, so let's just craft some random maps on the different frontiers. Got 2 Hivit, so craft some more. And we'll do some Hivit maps first. As for my warehouse, for my storage and my wardrobes, I'll probably just put some stuff that I got yesterday on there. Okay, the other thing would have to go in the warehouse probably. Let me try and craft one more statue of the Dusk Mage.
Your crafted item is ready.
Oh, I removed my warehouse storage by accident. So now where was my storage? Now I have to find it. It's not here, it's probably under decoration structure. Okay, that I didn't want to do that. I accidentally deleted my storage. So is it odds and ends? Where does the shared stash? Oh, there we go, shared stash. Okay, and I was crafting something. Okay, I just needed some extra storage room, so that's why I crafted. I put the wrong one there. Okay, that's kind of it. Don't need much more. Maybe I could take some of those things and put them on the wardrobes as well. I'm gonna take some of those wobbly things, put them in the wardrobes too. Okay, that kind of is enough of me messing around with my storage. I just saw that my inventory was full, so anytime I see this, something just clicks and makes me wanna rearrange some stuff, make more room for new items. So now I can just get that map and start crafting the next one. Today I uploaded my 6th YouTube build video, so I have 2 builds for each class now. I found this last night before exiting, so I haven't even tried it out. And since I really wanted to test an electricity shock build on this class, I will be doing that now. So let's just load up into a map and give it. So I was playing around with this non-meta build, trying to figure out a good way to make a spiritual centered build. And it's not tried with Absolver on my number 4 slot. I tried with various combos. Basically, once you gear up, regardless of what skills you're gonna be doing the game. Just not as fast with some skills, but it's still viable. Just hold on a second, just need to do. Offhand. I've only got this offhand. I'm not gonna be using crit chance, so I wonder if I could change something, but maybe let's just leave it. Yeah, this Absolver I don't really need, but let's just play with it for a while, see how it goes. For now, I'll just keep it. I just want to see how I can manage to fill up the dark bar with just Absolver. Maybe now I'm just gonna use Absolver as a main skill. Although I have to fill up my mana bar first, so let's just quickly go here and do some dark skills. Turning on. I don't see anywhere how many potions I've got. Did that change? Or do I really have 0 potions? There should be something around here showing me how many potions I've got. Let me try and use a potion. Showing. Sure. But yeah, I'm not able to see the amount of potions I've got. Interesting. It's the first time I'm seeing this bug. There either was a hotfix that caused it or it really is glitchy, because today earlier, a few hours ago, potions I've got left. I see corrector, was there a legendary item down there? Okay, no, it was just some green. It looked yellowish for a second there. Where is the correct way? It's down here. Different than what's it called, than energy spike. And there we go, first legendary for the day.
Not enough mana.
Work seems to be doing a great job for me after update 6. Many people have been saying drop rates are bad, but for me it's been the opposite. I'm not sure why. Not on my forge where I was leveling, but on this guy when maxed out, which seems to be amazing. And on my realm, half the gear work of this guy, it's also been pretty decent in regards to getting. Okay, this was a pretty nice burst. My my light bar actually recharged pretty fast. I wasn't expecting it to. I stacked Dark Spears with Spirit Well. A lot of what does this give us? Crit damage? Yeah, not really fan of it. Unless I have got a lot of crit chance. Health on killing Netherrealm also not something I'm really fond of. Until there's a Netherrealm only frontier or something like that. Or Netherrealm frontier. That would be the best way to handle it, like some corrupted maps. Take the designs of the current maps and corrupt them with numbers and stuff like that. Purple, pinkish, reddish type of hue. Some Netherrealm related props could be spread around the maps and kind of modified just with just kind of being corrupted and stuff. That would be nice, and it would add additional variety to map works, and it would add some usage for physics and for health on killing Netherrealm. Although the health on killing needs to be. I have sent feedback about it, about health on killing, etc. and health per second, so hopefully this gets changed soon. They just don't scale much, if at all. I think per second kind of what rarity the item is, and that's barely anything. Even but okay, this needs some scale. Even if they make the health per second give a lot of HP, but make it only regain outside of combat, it would be a nice change. And keep in mind, some of the skills I'm playing are level 1. Absolver is level 1, Entropy is 12, Spirit Well is level 1. Some skills that I didn't max out. as a test. Frigid Digitus. Let's see this. Not really worth it. I'll just throw it away. Sell it. Which reminds me, I probably should send the pet to sell some stuff while I can. It was a pretty fast downing of the boss. Spiritwell seems to be amazing. And just I wish I had it at max level to test how it would be then. I just noticed my YouTube thumbnail for the stream is showing was dark, so let me quickly change. It is saying Torchlight Frontiers, but the thumb just needs to be. Okay, I've changed it. Let me quickly return to the game. Just. Okay, I had to put this word somewhere. So I'll need to farm some gear with chance to shock and bolt.
Weak Sorrowy, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Struck Club.
Oh hey, Vich Zorovi. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't speak. Is it Polish? I think it sounds like a Polish name. And thank you for being in my channel. Welcome to the Struck Web Juice. Hope you're enjoying the stream. I'm playing a bit of unorthodox builds now. I'm playing anything but the meta today. Usually there's just a second delay. Okay, am I getting stunwalked? I think. There's a issue. I'm trying to cast Spirit Well, we didn't want to cast it. I've been seeing this often. I might try and report it, but I don't know why. Sometimes he just doesn't want to cast this. So yeah, as I said, I'm playing more
Yes, I'm
unorthodox
Polish, grinning,
skills.
squinting face.
Ah, nice. So yeah, the builds I'm playing today, I'm playing anything but the meta. So I'm skills, experiment with builds. I'm gonna make a Spirit Well build video tomorrow. So I'm just trying to see what's
If you'd like to view the builds document I created, visit.
this command. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I had to just restart my chat that allows me to see chat from multiple platforms overlaid on my screen because it's blacked out as soon as I cast it. Around 10 for different builds for each quad. So if you're wondering on what build you could make, there are some suggestions. And already 6 of those builds have videos made on YouTube about skill synergies and suggestions and a gameplay demo.
You don't have enough mana.
True B was changed. So like 40% less maybe than what it is, or half of it. Okay, there's some elite there. Let me quickly gather everyone here in a bunch. Usage, but hearing, especially if you go point blank. Something with ice dropped. Yeah, it's electricity. So I'm kind of trying to stack a little bit of damage from Dark Spears to fill up this bar. A little bit and Spirit Well. And finish off stuff with Absolver now. Normally I play what I think is the most effective way to play mage, and this is this skill, Energy Spike. So normally I would have normal attack here, Energy Spike here, Unholy Bolt here, and Holy Bolt here. And those are the skills I keep in every single build of them. So it is pretty fun playing this build at the moment. Although the only thing I'm having problems with is Spirit Well. Sometimes it doesn't cast, like now. I'm pumping my left mouse button, right mouse button, but nothing's happening. It just doesn't want to cast the skill. Like I'm trying different places. No, it won't. Let's move a bit, and now it could cast it. So I don't know why it wouldn't cast it there, but it's really glitchy. I'll have to report this. Did not why. I think that's pretty much enough to give them an idea of what's happening with the skill so they can try and replicate it and test it. And it's not something that's happened once or twice. It happens few times, more than 3-4 times a map. So it's something pretty often. So they should be able to replicate it. Let's play a bit with Absolver. Our out buff. And once it is filled up, I'll just try Absolver for a bit, like now. I'm really enjoying Absolver as a skill. Before I didn't try it much because the way the system was before, you couldn't max so many skills, you had to grind a lot, and you didn't have those synergies, but now with the synergy, it's allowing for some... Now again, it doesn't want to cast that Spirit Well. Now it did, but after moving around. Maybe it has to do whether you're close to the egg pot. When you're close to the egg pot, maybe you can't cast. Let's try. I was here before. Yeah, I can't cast now. Let's see here. I had to go on the other side, kind of further from the egg pot before I could cast. Well, put this in my report. I want to try something. Let's try something. I want to port back to my Mapworks map. I want to see what would happen. I did see some serious bug with this today. So I want to see if it if it would result in the exact same. Okay, good. It's not doing the bug before. So the only way to replicate this bug is to actually disconnect from the game, which is okay. Not many people would learn about it, which is nice because we don't want them exploiting it. Okay, let's keep doing some high-bit maps. I'm gonna do a few more high-bit maps, then I can change to some goblin maps. Okay. Legendary material. How am I with the materials? 35, 18, 29. So I have to start collecting wood. I'll have to start doing some Goblin Frontier maps later on to collect some wood. Okay, those showed about no. I still don't see my potions. It's pretty weird not being able to know exactly how many potions you've got left. Over is fun. Let's try replacing Absolver with Holy Fury for a bit. Maybe replacing Holy Fury with Summoning. I probably tried some of those days what once the Wolsen patch gets released, played it from the 30th of May to the 12th of June. Released, I probably would try returning back to the game, but I'll just see the patch notes before whether I want to return back to Wolsen. Maybe it won't make it enjoyable enough for me. This now. The whole build tree, the whole build system there seems kind of limiting. Making your choices kinda can make your build pretty terrible there. Whereas in this game, there's more freedom here in regards to want and being viable with it. Even with some is okay, it's able to do the content without any hiccups. And even if I decide not to use my other skills, just my Holy Fury, that would also be okay for me. Okay, the boss is there. Let's go the other way first and finish up the map with the boss room. I'll just go all the way to the end, get everything to spawn. But on my way back, I'll just be killing the stuff. Let's see, what do I need from this frontier? From this frontier I need boots, gloves and legs for a full set. So there's still some pieces that I need. Oh, and a helmet, because I'm still using my Goblin Frontier helmet. See, earlier it didn't want to cast that skill. Okay, now it got glitched with my beam. Didn't want to cast the spirit well here. I had to come here. I didn't even tell the character to go there. It went there by itself before it could cast. Okay, nice. Okay, something's happening with my restream again. Okay, yeah, restream has been having terrible issues with their tools lately, not being and keeping the connection dropped all the time. Streamlabs does have a similar to Mob Crush, which I think they made free, so it might be worth checking now that it's free. Because before, when it was paid, it wasn't worth it when you know you have Streamlabs for not Streamlabs but Restream for free. So I might try Mob Crush for relaying my chat messages and for restreaming my Twitch stream to YouTube and Mixer. So we'll see. Okay, let's do 2 more maps in this frontier and then we're gonna do some goblin maps. So I'll just start crafting the goblin maps right. Okay, let's start crafting a goblin map. This is not bad if you're using Absolver. But yeah, physical defense, not the best. I will keep it though, I will actually keep this thing. Let's see which one doesn't have boots. This one has boots. This one needs boots. Let's put it here. Eventually I'll try to gear up those different statues for different builds. But for now, I'll just keep storing stuff as if they're storage room. Oh, not enough cash, okay. Oh no, I started the goblin map. Well, since I'm short on the goat, I'll probably just change to my goblin gear quickly and just do that. Oh no, wrong hat, wrong hat. I want the 40%. Okay, this one. Let's put this one. Oh, more damage for entropy. That's better for my entropy build anyways. This one's gonna give me more defense, add more damage. I'm not gonna use this. I prefer using the one with mana again now. But yeah, it is powerful. And let's replace the little stud. Actually, I don't have any little studs. Others that are better than the one I'm using. Okay, well, we're changing to goblin gear now. And to some goblin frontier farming. Let's see what map we'll get. Anything other than the crypt map would be okay. But yeah, exactly as I thought, I'm gonna get the shittiest map. Maybe regrowth is worse. I have to check how. Since I'm not farming for XP, I'm just for gear. I like how on the Hivit Frontier they changed the curse chambers from an undead mostly map with less density to a map with shit tons of elites. So if they make that of XP map, it seems to be nice when you encounter between 10 to 15 champion groups. Okay, look at this. This is like what, 5 seconds before he actually spawned? And the other one didn't even spawn until I got here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about with the undead. They're kind of not the best when you wanna speedrun. And from this cave, if it was goblins, it would have been 6, 7. Now it was just 3 skeletons coming out from there. In the meantime, I'm leveling up my Bane, which is nice. Need to play on this character more just to get that Bane leveled up. Okay, what's this? Did I get this or this now? I think this is what I got. Extra boats on shock here. I need to keep playing more with that boat setup. I want to farm some more gear that gives me boats on this guy. I've got some on the forge, but it's very low level. I've got some on the Railmaster, but it's Railmaster class walked gear. Okay, interesting. Again, I couldn't cast my spirit well. I should probably get some tool that shows me the buttons I'm pressing, so record how it doesn't want to cast itself all the time. Oh, give me that goat. I need some. Actually start collecting some white items as well, just to send the pet to the town more often. More damage for Unholy Bolt. This would go well with, I have boots with more damage for Unholy Bolt. For my main build. And now since I'm not using a crit chance build, I'd rather probably use this type of shoulder. If I was using this weapon, probably I would have swapped back to the crit chance.
Your pet is fleeing.
There's one thing of Spiritual that I don't like, it takes too long to do the casting animation. Like the character going up in the air and casting that. That's another thing that probably might be made faster. Like, look at it. It is a cool animation, it looks amazing. But this is like time wasted on just casting. Whereas with Dark Spears, you could see it's fast. It starts appearing the moment he starts raising its hand. Whereas with the Spirit Well appears kind of at the end of the animation instead of the start of the animation, like with Dark Spears. There we go. Kill those. And what was the skill that gives a cooldown reduction for dark skills? Was there one like that? Let's see. There probably isn't one, and maybe we need one like that. I wouldn't mind adding a for them if they add a skill that reduces the skill entropy to make it more spammy. And with skills like Dark Spears and Spirit Well. Let's go down here, get them to spawn.
Your pet has returned.
Okay, the pet is back. Good news. It was here, but it casted the spell there. Okay. Something with the geodata. Today. Yesterday I just kept getting disconnected or stuff like that, so I kind of decided to end the stream earlier. Okay, let's see, not many more. Wondering if I should even bother with those dead ends with just a few skeletons in them. Maybe I can just start skipping some maps, but for now I need to accumulate enough cash to be able to afford skipping maps. I do have a lot of maps on my Railmaster, I think. Was. Or maybe on the Forged Tide. Do I know on one of the other classes I have like already crafted, which I can probably transfer with the stash. So my cursor was there, I cast it over there Spirit Well, but it went there. How? Explain how this happens. Okay, there's one more here. Okay, cursor was here, it cast it here. It doesn't want to cast some skills next to obstacles, next to some props like rocks and near the Hivit X and stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Anything in the chest? Energy cost for Holy Boat. This is not bad, but not the best, honestly. Probably won't keep it. Oh, the Holy Boat is part of my main build. Okay, let's keep crafting some more maps. Oh, I have to sell stuff first before I can craft. Okay, a few more seconds. There we go. Now I have to wait full 25 seconds for this craft. Yeah, this I've already sent feedback about it, how it just Doesn't feel right having to wait for so long just to craft something like a map. See this one where it's 4 seconds left and it starts hitting the bar.
Crafting
It just
complete.
seems the way it should be. Oh shit, I need to get away from here. I'm gonna give the map a minute to load up. Visit simulation. And it's rubber banding and wagging at the start of the map until everything's loaded. Let's see, is it loaded now? Okay, I guess it is. Let's start fighting. Okay, now I can't use Spirit well. Now I could. But look at that, look at how it glitched Spirit well. Have you seen something like this? Now again, I try to use Spirit well and it keeps running there. Look where my cursor is and where my character is going. Okay, if I'm here, it keeps going there, but my cursor was there. Wow. So it's trying to cast in the air above the rocks, instead of casting here on the ground. This is kind of annoying, but let's try and cast here. Okay, here it works. So yeah, it's kind of... they need to rework something, the way Dark Spears and Spirit Well behave, and how they wouldn't want to cast at certain places and automatically make your character go to another place to cast it. Again, keep in mind I'm not playing my main build, I'm not playing my energy spike build. Well, or Spirit Well only build. Or let's not say Spirit Well only, but Spirit Well centered build where it's the main thing about the build.
You don't have enough mana.
Currently you would wanna put to support the main thing about it. So I'm trying to think the other way around. What I could use to support Spirit Well. This is not bad, especially if you do burning. Only that gold work, I wish it wasn't there. But it's still better than what I'm wearing, so I'm gonna equip that. And I'll just keep that for the crit chance. This I'll delete. Absolver did feel a bit better than Holy Fury. Started some piercing AoE. Although with Absolver, if you wanna burst out bosses and elite, come close. So you can just focus your damage on the bosses from afar. it's putting energy spike in using, because everyone energy spike skill, true kind of skill.
Your pet has run away.
But every build looks the same, just so regardless of what other skills come. And instead of Dark Spears, what else could we try and place there? Okay, at level, was it 1 Radiant Blast? Level 2 Radiant Blast. Didn't do much damage. Let's try that way. Just get them close. Okay, some of them died. Some of them died from Radiant Blast under Consecration. And that's at level 2. Imagine when we get all that shit tons of damage increase at level 12. So Radiant Blast would be pretty powerful for when the enemies come closer. Yeah, it's nice. They get close to you and you just want some breathing room, you use it and you start beaming away. Again, it didn't want to use Spirit Well where I wanted it to use it. A hardened shield, can't count the number of times 2 hands. Fingers than I've got on my hands to count how many times I've gotten this shield. And it's one of the more useless kind of shields because it's physical defense. So just summon that, not all, but summon that. Netherlings. That you find use of the shield again. I do think Dark Spears kind of adds to the DPS more than using Radiant Blast for situations where you're surrounded. Okay, should I try back to Absolver? Just wanna see how Absolver does on this map. That cone away UE on this map seems to be pretty.
Your mana is low.
Did I miss anything? Let's get some wood to sell. Just to get some money for extra map. And this shield, I'm kind of thinking of even getting to sell that shield, but let's for now keep legendary items because you never know what they'll add in the game for unneeded legendary items. Currently I'm getting swarmed and I'm having difficulties finding room for all them, but you never know. I'd rather hoard them than regret not after they add. Yeah, Gearwork does seem to work better after this last update than before. I am happy with my characters that have a lot of gearwork. I've been getting decent amount of items post up. It's better. It's definitely better, but I haven't played as much as before on those characters. I haven't done my usual legendary roulette game. I might start doing it tomorrow to see how the work would go. If there would be a time where I would be stuck doing more than 10 maps or 20 without a drop, but so far it hasn't gotten that bad, like 3-4 maps max. I've been seeing maps like this one when I get to legendary, so 88% gear work definitely helps, but before even we had some terrible cases of bad work streak.
You don't have enough mana.
Okay, my pet's back from selling, so maybe I should send it to sell some more. There we go. Go sell, boy.
You need more mana.
More mana. There we go. So now I can confirm whether if you read this build works kind of okay. And it also works Dark Spear Radiant Blast. Although with Dark Spears it would be better for filling up the white bar. Because even though it doesn't do much damage, it stacks entropy and faster white bar. Probably it's better to get
You need more mana.
the skills, being well for stacking more sword. Just to knock back
Your pet is back.
your beaming, and you already which is from the Holy Fury, and Holy Fury doesn't waste your mana as much as Absolver. Just look at Absolver. Okay, 1 second. Whereas if I'm holding Holy Fury down, it would be way slower the way the mana goes down. But keep in mind I've got, how many percent is it? Let's see. Mana regain per second, where is it? 60 something percent. Oh, it doesn't show up everything. Also resource cost for white skills 20%, 0.1. But yeah, mana regain is for me like 61.6%, 61.5% with this weapon. I think 40% is all you need to be able to spam Holy Fury without worrying much about the consequences. Oh, I forgot I shouldn't kill the boss right away. There's some champions I want, not champions, but some goblins I want to kill here. Get blue-green items and stuff if you kill the additional monsters. That's otherwise, if you rush the boss, everything dies without giving you drops. Or XP if you're leveling. It's good to get that extra XP from those spawns. Make the most out of the map. So as you can see, this as a blue item is also good. It's like 48.1% mana regen. So it's pretty nice. And the hydrate I'm using is actually 3 levels lowered due to the penalty for the incorrect frontier. I wonder if it can drop on the other frontier or whether it's just a hive it only item. It seems to be like a hive it only item, but who knows? That may not be the case. I think maybe it's time to try playing a bit on the Railmaster, maybe one more goblin map and then swap heroes. I do want to keep leveling that Bane, but it gets boring doing the same class all over again. So yeah, just need some variety, especially when you play solo, it's so boring sometimes.
Your pet has returned.
So gloves and boots, should we leave them in one of those places here? This has boots, this has boots. Okay, I think everything has boots now. This one doesn't have gloves though. The unholy boat. Let's do one map with my normal build. Just
Crafted item is now
the
complete.
way I play usually. I don't have a skill here, I have my basic attack. And here I have energy spike. So for the last map on this character I'm gonna do something like my usual build. I'm gonna reduce my gear work and get that extra damage for Unholy Bolt. But just for the boss. I'll swap for the boss to burst it. As for this shield, I can probably put it somewhere here. So I had something with damage for Unholy Bolt. Was it this? No. This is damage for Unholy Bolt. It will go well together with it will go well together with those gloves later on the boss. So for now I'll use the boots because I don't really need that health again. I'll need Holy Fury and Entropy. So my Holy Bolt now is 108.8. If I put those gloves, it's 117.9 weapon damage for each bolt. And with 3 bolts, that means you're hitting for 340 or 50 something damage. I don't want to do the maths. I'm also not using my best weapon. I was trying to use this one for shocking. I can always go and use this one or that sword. Or even something like this two-hander. Okay, let's start crafting one goblin map. I'll take it on the other character later. And I can probably put some high-bit maps in the warehouse. So yeah, now I'm back to my actual build, to my so-called kind of meta build. Just for one game before swapping to my Railmaster. Oh, we're getting wide vote. Perfect thing to stack up those gloves on the boss. I don't need the gearwork for the boss. I'll just put my gearwork gloves for the chest after the boss if I remember. So I probably should give the monsters some time to load properly, because you see they're not taking any damage because they're lagging. I usually use Holy Bolt to charge up this bar, this bar, the dark bar. I could try put Absolver there, but probably not. What level's my Absolver though? It's level 1, yeah. If you max out Absolver, this bar would charge way faster, like 70 point something percent faster. Fire resistant monsters, okay. I'm not seeing those shocks proccing much. I expected more, but probably I've got a low chance to shock. What's my chance to shock? 20, no, 39.8. Okay, that should be shocking all the time. Usually anything after 30% gives you, it should give you in theory 30% should be like, yeah, around actually 30%, but usually 30% I've noticed works like 40 or 50. When it comes to some other things like poisons and all that. With the shock maybe it's different. Because I barely see the bolts coming out from the enemies. This guy procced quite a few times, but the others didn't. Maybe they die before they can even do the bolts, that's why. That's probably it. I can't think of any other reasons why sometimes the monsters wouldn't give bolts. So probably if they're dead, there's of course no chance to get that, and if they get one shot, they don't have any time to do the animation for the bolts. So it's probably gonna be good on elites and tough monsters like this Hound that can take 2 hits instead of 1. I really do wish there was a movement skill, so instead of attack we could have one more here that says move, and we can just put it here for the exact same effect. It's just not convenient for constantly press skills in skills, even with or a toggle option. A toggle option would be nice to force move with the attack key. The same, toggle it on and off. Especially on a mage with Digitus. If I have a melee weapon on the mage, I don't care, because it doesn't do stuff like that. It doesn't attack them from long range, which actually does a lot of decent damage. It's shot. Yeah, I'm gonna remove that shock and I'm gonna use my normal weapon setup. And that would mean I'll need to use my crit chance shoulders. I'm gonna give them some time to come out. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to wait 1 or 2 seconds if you want everyone to be hit by your and skills. It doesn't matter if you're playing a class like this one, because you can just stand there and spam and everyone will just get eventually killed. But if you're playing class with some longer cooldowns or something like a Railmaster with endurance charges and stuff like that, then you might just wanna wait for them to respawn before wasting a cooldown. Especially with Ghost Train. Sometimes I find myself using a Ghost Train on the spawn, it kills half of them, then once the train is gone, 2 more start spawning, and so. Let's try and burst this guy. There we go, Unholy Bolt, point blanking. Just amazing DPS for close range with Unholy Bolt. Look at him frozen. So now I need to find out where the wrong way is before going to the right way. So is this a dead end or is this the correct way? Seems like a dead end to me, so perfect. Let's go into the secret room. Is my weapon Hivit? Yeah, it's Hivit, so it's kind of getting punished. What if I use this stuff? Let's try this stuff for a bit. If I'm using the stuff, I don't need the crit chance, I guess, on the shoulders. So I can probably do that, because 16 crit chance or 15 crit chance won't do much. So I'd rather have 10 crit chance but more defense. So yeah, they kinda die before they even have a chance to get knocked back most of the time. And even if they do get knocked back, there are still plenty of rows of spikes to hit them even if they don't get knocked back. So I don't think knockback is really necessary for this build to work. It's gonna help for sure, but when you have shit tons of damage, you kind of don't need a knockback. It's good if you're leveling up and if you don't have enough damage to just squeeze out some extra spikes hitting the monster. But as you can see, level 50, even if I remove this stuff and equip maybe something else like this and this, without the knockback, they're kind of dying pretty fast. I'm kind of using wrong frontier items. Is that wrong frontier? Both of them are the wrong frontier, so I'm losing some DPS there. But even then, I think 2 energy spikes in succession kind of are enough to kill a goblin. Let's see if 1 is enough. Yeah, 1 is enough. For goblins and blasters, 1 energy spike is enough for me to kill them without knockback at all. So I'll probably need it on enemies like this one, like the Hound, but really I wouldn't say it's a must-have. It's something that is very rare, at least to me. I've only gotten things like 3 times so far while leveling this character. And that's for more than a month of play. Maybe on other characters I've gotten it more often, like on the Railmaster. Knockback probably would. Actually, I tried knockback on what's it called, on Holy Fury build, and it ended up knocking back the enemies away from the range of Holy Fury. So they had to spend a few more steps back towards me to get back into the range of my damage. So on things like Holy Fury, which might proc the knockback more often than Energy Spike does, it's probably even advisable to stay away from knockback. But yeah, for Energy Spike, if you can get it, like this stuff, which I'll use again, it's good. 18% chance, not so bad. If you can probably get offhand and a weapon, you can stack shit tons of it. Oh, now, I wanted to stack Unholy Bolt from the gloves and the boots. And should I get my crit build? Let's get the mana again. Okay, let's get Freeze Chill, or maybe this thing, Bleed, Immobilize, and this thing. Or I could even go for a shield, but let's not go for a shield build. Let's just go for a more damage oriented setup and see how we can burst the boss with Unholy Bolt. Without even using my Bane, because my Bane is very low, it will fuck up my DPS. It's level 30 something, I think. So I'm not gonna even use my relic weapon for the boss. Let's see how quick it would be to burst him. I really need just to... Okay, the dark buff bar, I'll just do it without getting my dark buff bar up. I kinda wasted a few seconds getting the dark buff up. Cause I remembered before the patch it was 6 holy bolts to get my dark buff up. Now it's 12. So not so good. I shouldn't have even bothered with holy bolt. Unholy bolt is all you need. This one is 302% weapon damage. This one is 117.9 times 3 up close. So it's slightly more, but that's because I don't have damage boost for Holy Bolt. I think the stats you can get for Holy Bolt is mana cost reduction. I'm not sure if there's damage boost for Holy Bolt. There could be, but stacking 18.2 and 16.2 more damage for Unholy Bolt, so it was few seconds. So far my record is 5 or 6 seconds fighting this boss on a mage. And that was before update 6. Okay, let's go back to the gearwork setup and open the... Oh, I opened the chest before equipping the gearwork gloves. Well, not much anyways. Not a big loss. Let's go now to play some Railmaster. I'm again probably gonna play around with various builds, or I might as well just play my main Railmaster build. I played around with a mixed build yesterday a lot. I was kind of playing my AoE master with an included shotgun and flamethrower car. So I tried to remove this pound at the shotgun car, remove the sword smash, add the build train, and move this here and add... I played something like this yesterday. This was what I was playing yesterday. Because keep in mind all of those are maxed up, because that's my main build. And I just wanted to try and play a bit with the trains. So if you want to get a level 100 build that uses both the lineage skills and the trains, this is your combo, this build here. I'm probably gonna make a build video for it. I wasn't planning on it, I don't have it in my document, but I'll make a build for it. But for now let me play my normal build, because I kinda feel like playing easy mode. Well, not easy, but chill mode. It's kind of a more chill build because you don't have to worry about the train. It's a more relaxed build. Oh, there's Narfi from the Discord on his Railmaster. He's using a bitter wood, yeah, an amazing stuff to use on a Railmaster for sure. I really wish I can find a level 50 bitter wood. Let's see if anyone wants to group. Actually, I should probably use a sword. This sword is pretty nice, but let's use a rail hammer. Let's keep using a rail hammer. Because I've got the bonus 100% damage to rail hammer, which I've noticed does not apply to your skills that use weapon damage. And I do think if you're using the rail hammer as a weapon and your skills get percent of weapon damage done, getting the synergy that increases your rail hammer damage should give those skills more weapon damage when you use a rail hammer. I probably should write that as a suggestion, because that would make up for some fun builds with that synergy from, was it this, from hammer spin. Okay, I need to collect this goblin map, and I think I've got goblin gear equipped. Kind of put this just for the gear work. Let's start crafting another. Let's start crafting a high-wit map, and we can do 3 goblin maps and then just do some high-wit maps. I've also got some high-wit maps in the warehouse now. But yeah, the railhammer is a weapon, so increased railhammer damage should give you more weapon damage on the skills when using a railhammer. It just seems logical that way. And I've tested it, my percentage damage on the skills, look at this, 567.2 with a railhammer. Let's remove the railhammer. 5672. It would be nice to test it when we have some damage numbers showing up, like an option to toggle on and off some damage numbers. Just so we know whether it actually does increase the damage. Let's just quickly clear here. Come on. Hit it. There we go. Well, this missed. This is something that's been happening a lot even before update 6. Just the train sometimes really doesn't hit any. And now it went all the way up in the air. It still didn't hit any. Basic attacks, you can see this guy died from 2 hits of the rail hammer. So that's a lot of damage from basic attacks. When you use hammer spin maxed out with a semi-decent rail hammer. I could probably use something like this rail hammer. But then I'll lose the chance to poison, and poison is pretty nice. And I'm gonna use another 1000 something flat damage. But they're slow and bleed, so it's not bad. You can see this kind of one-shot those minions, and the second usage of the skill didn't hit them. And this was almost a one-shot, let's say 80% HP because he was low HP. If you really want to spam Ghost Train, you do need flying picks, I think, yeah, for the endurance recharge. This gives you an extra half endurance per second. The flat rate is 1 endurance, one of those circles each second. With the flying picks maxed out, you get 1.5 of those per second, I think. Something within those lines. And you can get some gear for extra endurance recharge, then that would allow you to have even better ability to spam Ghost Train. Because now you need like, for the first cast, if you have 5, the first cast would take 4. Then you need 2 seconds to regain extra 3 to be able to cast another one with the extra 4. Then you will need 3 seconds for 3 seconds and a bit for the next one. And since either this skill, Sword Smash and Hammer Spin, neither of those require endurance, you can just cast them in between the Ghost Trains. Let's group them up here. And if you do Blasting Charge, they'll take a lot more damage. And Blasting Charge combined with Ghost Train is just amazing. He's just asking for a huge damage number. If only we could see the numbers. Let's see. Pound is also decent skill. I really wish it had more range, more radius. Let's let my pet kill it. Oh, okay. Now I had to return. What's this? Chance to stun, chance to bleed. This would be nice on a spin to win forged to keep stunning. And the basic attack of the Railhammer is nice because it has a decent range of the AoE. Let's just group them up here. Let's just use the train. Okay, we couldn't make a strike, we couldn't get all of them. Oh, nice. Pretty nice. The Frigid Staff, Staff of Winter. Crit chance, chance to fear, come on. If only that chance to fear wasn't there. On this build I really don't need chance to fear. Because you want the monsters close to you. You want them pretty close so you can keep hitting them with your AoEs, with your basic attacks. But on a mage this might be pretty nice. So I'll probably transfer it later to my mage. Although on the mage I prefer to use main hand offhand. I did used to like that because I could stack up some crit chance from main and offhand. Now, without having a passive synergy for this class and for the mage that gives us crit chance, it's pretty hard unless you find a good Cinder Blade or Tenderizer. And on the mage, the way I play the mage, I just use the weapon as stat stick. So a Cinder Blade or a Tenderizer would fit well on my mage build. So yeah, I really wish Pound had a longer range, wider. Like it goes around here. And if it went all the way to, like if I hit here, it goes to here, I would want it to go there. So that's like 30% more radius would be nice.
Your endurance is low.
Let's use my relic weapon, just to burst some basic attacks into them. Okay, let's spam some basic attacks. I really love spamming basic attacks with this relic weapon because it increases the attack speed by 25%. I want to find a good Railhammer with attack speed. Maybe even with 2 times attack speed if such one exists. Although probably only the Dwarven Motor Blade Greatsword has 2 times attack speed. But you can find gloves with 3 times attack speed. I found once. So I know they exist. Although the ones I found were level 20 or 30. but just from those gloves you could get 90% attack speed. So those gloves 90%, a dwarven motor blade another 60, and there you go, 150% attack speed. As you can way it should be, because and the tooltip says it's slow, so it should be attacking as slow as a greatsword does. But that doesn't seem to be priority for them to fix. And I don't see a reason for someone to keep using a rail hammer, even with that 100% rail hammer damage, when the rail hammer damage doesn't affect your skills. Like if you have a good staff, you're probably better off using it on a railmaster than using a rail hammer, even with hammer spin maxed out. Let's take that for some extra gold and maybe send the pet to the town to give us some money. Oh, wife bound item? White wife bound item. Keep getting those. I did lose my first wife bound item the other day. I just left it in my inventory until I died to see what will happen, and then it showed me some menu here and that shows you lost the following items, and it was just this one, but probably you might be able to lose more than one at once. So that would require more testing. I would have to collect like 5, 6, 7 wife bound items, any kind, and just try dying sometimes to see how many would disappear. And I was not wearing the item, it was just in my inventory. So I want to see how many I can get to disappear at once. It's a fun neat system, but the wife bound items have been so rare. I've only found a few blue ones, and most of them were just some physical defense shields. Only one was worth using, and that's a good rail hammer with 10k DPS. A good combo on this class is 1, 2, 3 for me, so that's blasting charge, pound, and then spinning a hammer spin. This is a decent combo if you don't wanna keep spamming Ghost Train, or for when Ghost Train is recharging. You can start with Ghost Train, then immediately do that combo. Although Ghost Train without blasting charge kinda might seem a waste to someone, but overall it's a good combo to just start with Ghost Train without a blasting charge, and then boost the pound and hammer spin with a blasting charge. Or to even just do that combo before even using Ghost Train. Most of the time that's how I used to play before. I'm just experimenting with different combos, seeing what seems to work better. Because after the update things kinda shifted with that extra endurance regen. So now spamming is kind of more possible with Ghost Train compared to before. That's why before I just used to use Ghost Train very rarely, only when I needed that extra DPS or I needed to get some chase, to just some targets that I need to chase to avoid having to chase them, just to arrange nuke. So let's do that, 1, 2, and I usually use hammer spin to go behind him, but now I'm just gonna use my relic weapon. I'm gonna spam hammer, I'm gonna spam Ghost Train with blasting charges. So one blasting charge enough for 2 ghost trains, roughly. Hit that pretty fast, honestly. When you have the pet tanking, it's pretty easy to do this boss. Otherwise you just have to do some tango. You could use hammer spin to end up from in front of him, behind him. Wait for him to turn and then do the same. So it's 1 AM, I probably could stream for 1 more hour. Something like that. Crafting some high vid maps, so I'll do 1 more goblin map probably. And then some high vid maps. As for the attack speed gloves I mentioned earlier, I think they're on this statue here. Those are the ones I was talking about. But they're level 31. 2 times attack speed and gearwork would be my favorite combo for glove. And the dwarven motor blade I mentioned earlier is this one. I do have a level 51 for the Goblin Frontier. But as you can see, I'll show you. The faster than a sword. I'm gonna equip a sword. And now if we equip this, that's supposedly with 60%. More than very slow if there was a very slow. And there is very slow. This one is. And it's supposed to be very slow. So you can see how broken the greatsword and staff are. The greatsword is attacking slower than a very slow weapon, and the staff is attacking faster than a fast weapon. And they both should be the same attack speed. So they should be somewhere in between a sword and a rail hammer in regards to how fast they're attacking. And this was with just the attack speed of 60% more for the greatsword. So if I try and get those gloves on, and I equip those gloves, and I equip that greatsword, that should give me 160% attack speed bonus, and it would still attack slower. Attack speed 152%. Probably slower than the staff, let's see. Staff with the OP gloves. With that, just so you can see how amazing the basic attack meta would be. Oh, high vid map. Okay. Well, if you're doing high vid, let me quickly change my gear to the high vid gear. Just a quick show of that. The staff is Goblin Frontier, so it won't be as good, but I'm just gonna show you how much attack speed we can get now. Even with this staff without all the attack speed. So okay, we're in the Ember Grotto. We probably have to wait a bit for all the monsters to stop wagging. If my quests load in there. So now although it doesn't attacking. Okay, there we go. So yeah, just use blasting charge and basic attacks. I'm gonna try and just group them up in the same spot. Of course I'm gonna use hammer spin for moving, because it's a movement skill, like that. Although this time we hit one monster, but I'm gonna try to avoid hitting monsters with it. Just blasting charge and basic attacks. Oh, and now this is something amazing. This is a Might Shrine and a Health Shrine. I think I'm using green shoulders, so I'll start picking up some shoulders. Okay, let's group those skeletons. Use some basic attacks. Okay, he keeps running. I'm not gonna chase him. Use that train. Just kill him because he's annoying. And this is what I was talking about earlier, using Ghost Train to chase away some enemies that keep running away. And this fear, this is why I said fear is not good for this character. Because you want them close to you and then you just end up having to chase some enemies. Okay, I'm not gonna chase him. But I don't have another staff, I only have this staff. Maybe I can try and play with this staff. Keep playing with the staff without having to worry about the... What's the difference in the damage? 3.6 to 3.1. Basic attack and challenges. Basic attacks and dynamites. Dynamite is nice because you can cast it 2 times, and then by the time you've casted the second one you'll probably be ready to cast the third one. Let's see, 1, 2, and almost ready for the third one. This is if you have maxed out flying picks, of course. So the dynamite could be used in a way. You could use it just to thin out the herd, kill all the squishies with one shot of dynamite, and then finish off the rest with some basic attacks. If you wanna play that basic attack plus dynamite challenge. I might make this a thing and sometimes do just one map a day that way on this character. Seems like a fun thing. And let's try with the greatsword just to see how much. And if I were to equip a sword, it's still gonna be almost as fast as... 25% weapon damage on a one-handed. And the staff is 3 targets for 80% on a two-handed, so this 80% doesn't seem good. Or maybe this one shouldn't be 3 targets, I don't know, something maybe should be done there. Let's try with the shocking weapon. Okay, let's go back to using a staff. I also probably want to see the DPS of a Railhammer, but we're now at the boss room, maybe for the other dead end. For now, let's just put the boss here. It's a toxic boss and die in a matter of 2 seconds. Yeah, those wolves with 90% attack speed are kind of okay. Did I go that way? I don't think I have been there, so let's just keep going there and see what's there. Yeah, I haven't been here. Let's equip the Railhammer for a bit of Railhammer. I'm gonna get rid of the pet for now, send him to the town. So Railhammer with attack speed would have been nice, even if it's just one bonus of attack. Still, with bastard. Within the area of that. Attack speed, it does. I might probably remember that and write it back later on. HP attack speed back.
Your pet has arrived. You are exhausted.
Two dynamites and all those died. Oh. Okay, now enough messing around with those gloves. I'm gonna return my old ones. And I'm gonna equip, what should I equip? I'm gonna equip my usual setup with sword and this. And I'm gonna return those to the warehouse. And wardrobe. And let's just pick up those white trash items and give them to the pet. It's okay, 11 minutes past 1. I wonder if I should play some more. Maybe just a few more maps, couple more maps. I do wish I wasn't in this time zone so I could stream for the evening and late evening hours in the US, or at least for the early evening hours, but kinda difficult for me unless I stay all the way to like 5-6 a.m. and that's kind of not a good decision to do. Okay, let's return the dwarven motor blade in here.
Your pet is back.
This thing was here.
Crafting complete.
Okay, that's it. Come on, come on. No monsters here? Okay. I really wish they would fix it so that we can get some focus of hands for this as drops with the proper endurance regen per second stats. It would really make a ghost train spamming build really nice. To stack some endurance regen from some armors and stuff and a bit from a focus, and then with flying picks that extra half endurance from there. And if we can get it all the way to 2 endurance per second instead of for just 1.5, it would be nice. What I like to do when I get such a shrine is just to put the server under some stress, get it to spawn shit tons of mobs very quickly. Don't do this at home, kids. It's not advisable, you might end up getting disconnected by the server. Okay, you see how many we got to spawn. Now all I need to do is just go around killing stuff instead of worrying about whether I can spawn kill them or not. Now you don't have to worry about spawn killing. You just see something and kill it and move on to the next. Everything is already spawned. It's gone through that animation. One way of using the Hay Shrine, putting the Hay Shrine to kind of some use. Otherwise you just, yeah, it helps you move for like a second faster between one group of monsters to the next group of monsters. But then you have to stop, kill that next group, and then you have to stop for the third group and for the fourth group. Eventually the whole shrine ends up being used while you're fighting instead of moving. If it gave attack speed instead of just movement speed, that would have been neat. So I think this is a way of putting it to good use, at the same time not kind of wasting it completely on fighting while the shrine is just running out. Probably you shouldn't run all the way to the boss room, because by the time you return you might not have enough shrine left. So I kind of just, my shrine ran out just around the corner before from where I took it. So I kind of over. Oh, he stunned me right before I pressed my pound button. Come on. Oh yeah, he keeps stunning me before I press pound. And that's whack, because there's a split second when I'm not stunned and my skill is ready to use, but I can't use it because he stuns me due to the whack before I can use my skill. Also keep in mind there's animation, so before I jump and I swam, he just stuns me in the middle of that animation even. I don't think they should have such a high chance to stun, or at least not such high attack speed. But this is a Nimbo map, so they are attacking very fast. So this chance to stun combined with that attack speed kinda means you're almost stun wall. The best thing to do is to just run away and kill it with some ranged attacks. In such a situation where there's a attack speed map and a chance to stun mob. Okay, I really left it there for a second just to see how many I can gather on the same spot. I couldn't kill them with one go though. I should have lined my shot properly. Like now I'm gonna try and hit all three of them. This guy escaped. Another haste shrine. And now you're gonna see what happens when you normally use a haste shrine and just fight while the shrine is on. It is great for this kill. It allows you to move in between the groups fast. Like you can wipe things with hammer spin. Like this. Okay, I didn't want to use it. Probably I have to just back up a bit. I'm gonna use my relic weapon. Okay, and that hammer spin really on that boss.
Your endurance is decreasing.
I think that's, oh no, there's some more here, and that's kind of it.
Your pack is full.
Okay, this map's done. Let's do one more maybe. Not much more. Attack speed and chance to get additional boats would be amazing if you can get like a legendary or a blue. With one time attack speed and one time 2 additional boats, it would be a good combo. It's kind of a synergy of the two mods, because you want to attack faster to be making more boats. If anyone wants to see a bit of train play, just let me know and I'll modify my build. If you're wondering, if you're like someone that hasn't played the game and knows that this class is kind of a summoner with a train that follows him around. So if you do want to see that, just let me know and I don't mind. I've got the skills unlocked. Like here I've got those skills. I can either show you a hybrid build or a pure conductor build.
Your pet has returned.
Also, if anyone wants to play together, I wouldn't mind staying for a few more maps. Even if you're level like 20, 30, 40, I can just take you to a level 50 map and clear everything on my mage for you. Help you out with some levels. It won't be power leveling because you'll still be getting the same XP, but you'll be getting some high level items which would be useful once you hit the max level. And it's gonna be fast. With 2 people it's pretty fast. Thing is, you might end up dying a lot on a high level map. I also have level 35 in both frontiers on my forged. So max level on this guy, max level on the mage, and 35, total of 70 on the forged. It's too boring playing solo, but it's very hard to find people to play this game with. That's kind of one of the main things that makes it harder for me to keep playing for long hours anymore, because I've already burned out too much. Leveling 2 characters to the maximum took me 2 weeks per character, so that was 4 weeks of just grinding for level up. Now I assume a level up wouldn't take 2 weeks, it would take more like a month to hit max level on a character. The way the system is.
You feel tired.
And that's just wasting time getting lobby gear that you wouldn't need much. Especially since most gear is class walked, like armors and stuff, are walked to a certain class. If they want us to keep playing different heroes of the same class, then they really need to make the leveling faster. If they want us to keep experimenting with builds, they really do need to tweak that. Okay, this is nice, but yeah, great swords need rework. All weapons I think need rework, all basic attacks of the weapons need to be kind of tweaked, rebalanced. You can't expect a sword and staff to hit the exact same number of monsters for just a 5% difference when one is one-handed and the other is two-handed. And you can't expect the staff to attack faster than a one-handed weapon, be it sword, mace, digitus, etc. The Railhammer shouldn't hit as many targets as a staff or a greatsword because it's very slow. So it should hit probably 5 targets instead of 3 targets or 6 targets, just to accommodate for the very low attack speed compared to the slow low attack speed on staffs and greatswords as per the tooltip.
Your endurance is decreasing.
I know it does shit tons of damage. Like a Railhammer does 100 and what was it, 50 or 60? Let me just quickly check. So Railhammer 100 and... Oh, actually I have a 100% increase from this skill. So let's say it's 150%. I think that's how it was. It's either 150 or 160% weapon damage to 3 targets base. And with that skill you get it kinda 100.8% more. So you get it, as you can see, to 301.2 weapon damage. Which is okay. It's not bad. It's just that it only hits 3 targets where the staff also hits 3 targets, and it's supposed to be faster, and it's way faster, and even the greatsword is supposed to be faster, although it's slower. Even the greatsword hits only 3 targets. And I imagine the hammer would hit shit tons of things when it smashes, the same way Pound does. Pound doesn't have a limit on the number of monsters. I can pound all of those and kill them if they're within the range. I think 5 enemies would be okay. Maybe not all the way to 6, but 5 for the basic attack. And the staff shouldn't do 80% damage, but should actually do 120. The sword at 75 seems okay to 3 targets. It's a slashing weapon. The mace 150% to 1 target I think was what it does. So it seems kind of okay as well. So I'll manage to write it down tomorrow. All those suggestions, just the way I see them. To see if it's the same as the developers might see. I'll just post it in the forums, now I have access to them without having to do any things like incognito or stuff like that. So it's nice. I can actually now post in the forums all those suggestions where they can see if the other people agree with them. Okay, I'm gonna use my relic weapon here. Sometimes hammer spin just spins in spot, while other times it just does things like that. Sometimes even while moving like this, I press hammer spin and my character just stops and spins in one place. That's probably something else that needs to be reported. I can't remember if I already reported it. What I need to try the 90% attack speed gloves with this relic weapon active skill to see how it would combine. On a sword, actually I don't need a sword with attack speed because I'm gonna be... It's gonna be proper attack speed. 25% from the flaming destroyer and another 90 from the gloves. On a sword base. spamming dynamites could also be a meta in a way. 5 charges,
You are overloaded.
enough for 2.5, but that one really quickly would fill up. And wow, it's regaining just 2 hammer spins and more blasting charges. And then, yeah, I tried to kill those with just blasting charge, hammer spin and sword smash. And it worked. I could have been a bit more fast when using sword smash and hammer spin, while my endurance is recharging. Yeah, those 3 skills, like blasting charge, hammer spin, sword smash, are enough to clear out most of the stuff very efficiently. And what are those shrines that we missed? 2 shrines of purity right next to each other before the boss. I've missed this part there, I'll quickly go and clear it. You never know where a legendary is hiding. If you're doing a map for farming, probably killing every single mob is good. Although you can feel free to speedrun and kill the champions and just the big groups. It's also effective.
Not enough endurance.
I do wish we would see more good drops from elites, just to make speedrunning for just elites actually be worth.
Is the full game out yet?
No dude, hello Dingo Dix. The full game is not out yet, fortunately. This is an alpha version, a closed alpha, so currently not everyone can play it. There are no early access packs or anything like that, because the game is free to play, so they won't be selling access to the game like some games do. There are a few ways you can get invited. One of them is just to sign up on the website and just pray to RNGesus that the random scripts that select people would select your account and approve it for the alpha. Another thing that you could do is follow the official Twitch / play Torchlight and the official Twitter, and when there's official streams they sometimes give away keys. When there's contests where you could win keys, they would be announced in the Twitch channel, in the Twitter channel. Usually they do contests such as make a fort with a tool. There's a community member that made a very great tool that is kind of like a simulator for the fort building of the game, and they make things like asking you to create a fort, and they pick the best forts according to and just select the winners according to what they think was the best. So that's just one kind of way. In between the other ways you could win keys like giveaways. Usually on the official streams they do giveaways where you can sign up, and a few days later they would announce the winner. And that's big streams once a month or so when there's a huge update, and it's like 1 or 2 days before the update. Whereas each Friday there's a Fun Day Friday stream, usually around 11 a.m. PDT. And those streams are not guaranteed to give some keys away, but there's almost always 1 or 2 or 3 keys being thrown out in the chat that you can just copy paste and use. But you have to be very fast. So if you're watching a Friday Fun Day stream, 11 a.m. PDT, is usually around the time when they start. Make sure you open up your Arc launcher and open up that redeem a key page and just be ready. Okay, I'll do one more map and then I'll probably walk out, unless I find someone that wants to play together, because it's kind of boring for me playing this game. So I really wish there were more people in the game and there was like matchmaking or something like that.
Your pet has returned.
Because I've been grinding so much over the past month and a half or so since I've got access to the... And it's already 1:35 a.m. here.
Your craft is ready to be picked up.
Okay, let's go to this map. If you want to see the other type of build for this class, or if you want to see me play my mage, I can probably do this map on the train build, and maybe do one more map on my mage after that, so I can show you the mage as well. I also have build videos on YouTube, 6 build videos so far, but I think in the end it's gonna be 10 or 11 build videos altogether once I finish making all the builds.
If you'd like to view
My
the builds
YouTube bot
document I
doesn't seem
created,
to want to paste
visit.
the link. Let me quickly paste that link for the YouTube.
If you'd like to view the builds
Oh,
document I created,
okay, it was
visit.
just slow, the Nightbot. Yeah, Nightbot, you're slow. So, most of my builds that I make videos for are taken from this document, although this document is getting some changes almost every day. Because while I'm making the videos, I might notice something that's incorrect or something that might need changing. But I'm basing my builds off of those builds I made. Most of them were made before update 6, like few days before it. But I'm trying to upload a build a day, and I'm just taking turns: one mage, one railmaster, one forge. So the next build that's coming tomorrow is a spiritual build, a summoner build kind of, for the mage. And let me show you the train build now, just for a bit. Since you guys are watching, might be wondering what this build would look like. Okay, this is how I usually play this build. There is also an option to add ghost train here. It's not a bad option. But it's probably better to just have that basic attack and being able. Now this train got me stuck. Okay, I got unstuck now. Basically, the two skills I'm using are my number 2, which is burning the enemies in a straight line, as you can see. And my number 4 is this projectile. Both of those have a passive. One of them is, as you can see, the shotgun. This one here, pumping bullets, thwacks, pumping thwacks in them. This one. And this one is burning them without me activating it every now and then. But I can use my actives just to speed things up. But the actives have cooldowns. And I'm using the dynamite on these builds to just make them take more damage. But this is not the most effective train build because I'm missing levels for cooldown reduction and stuff like that. So if I were to max out this thing, I would get active skill cooldown for those two. And if I were to max this, I would get increased damage when near my train. But since I'm mostly using this build, I couldn't max all of those. And currently there is no respect, but it's coming. It's coming in a future update. It could be update 7, it could be update 8. We have no idea exactly when it would be. But it will kind of work like in Path of Exile, where they have Orb of Regret. You use it, you can reduce one skill by 1 level. So it's kind of like using Orb of Regret on gem levels. So I'm not very effective at using this build because I'm not used to making the tracks, and you have to build the tracks for the train to go. wherever you want it to go. And it's basically all about keeping the train near you at all times, if you can, so it can keep hitting the targets that you're hitting. It feels kind of not as user-friendly, because you have to just babysit the train. And the train seems to be playing you instead of you playing it.
You can't carry anymore. You can carry
Okay, electric railhammer, I wanna use that. I wanna try this. Attack speed and gearwork. This is tempting. Actually, I have better. 27 and 2. Yeah, okay. No chance to shock, okay. For a second there I thought this would have some chance to shock because it's an electric damage. Okay, this is a nice stuff with chance to shock. Let's try equipping the stuff with chance to shock and this thing with 2 additional bolts. I'm gonna lose on some gear work, but let's just play with some bolts, or maybe this thing with extra attack speed and bolts. Because the stuff has shit tons of attack speed. So this will be the train moving around you and just attacks and using the active skills of the train. It's often. Okay, now we've got that Might Shrine and not much stuff to kill with. There we go, something started spawning. Otherwise it was gonna be kind of a waste having this shrine and nothing to use it on. I'll just quickly stop casting the tracks, quickly run towards the next zone. I think we're supposed to go there, here that way. Okay, interesting. Starting to get used to this, but yeah. And as I said, another option for this build is to just not use basic attacks and use Ghost Train. So for bosses, this is probably the best option, because you can just use Flamethrower and then immediately after that, as soon as it regains, just use your Ghost. Or the other way around. I'll show you now. We're using Ghost Train. and flamethrower and shotgun, and the boss is almost dead. Just for like 3 or 4 casted skills. But Ghost Rain is nice even as a passive only because when you're using Busting Charge or Hammer Spin, you're healing yourself. I want to test how much it heals, so I need something to take my HP. Let's send the pet to the town so it won't kill the monsters. Okay, it's not healing for much, but it does heal, it's healing over time. And I didn't use a potion, it just kept healing me. Which is the healing? I think this is the healing. Fighter Spirit. Damage reduced after using a melee skill. Probably that's it, healing for 5. Okay, I'm gonna use it now. Do I have to hit a target? Nope. Okay, maybe there's a cooldown to it. And my health. It's not healing much, I don't seem to see it. Maybe this needs to be tweaked, because I don't really see any healing going on. And I can't see numbers of my HP. Yeah, this probably needs to be tweaked. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna stop my stream now. It's kinda late already here, where I'm from. So, thank you everyone for being in the stream and for watching. Thanks everyone for the follows, subscribes, and just being in the Struck Club. And keep it cool, guys. Goodbye from